Checking in with her in just a little while, but meanwhile we have an exclusive announcement this morning involving one of the most successful bands of all time, and Carson has the exciting news.
Certainly do. Fleetwood Mac has been making music together since 1975, but one important piece has been missing in recent years. Stevie Nicks invited us to her house for a special reunion, 15 years in the making. Fleetwood Mac made rock and roll history with passionate songs about love, betrayal, and breakups.
Can we get a little closer, Jose?
But today, a gathering of the original 5 members feels more like a family reunion. Christine McVie left the band in 1998, and for the first time, she reveals the surprising reason why she stopped touring.
I had a fear of flying.
Is that true?
So I haven't flown for 15 years.
She had us all seriously convinced that she would never come back.
The rest of the band played on, recording and touring for 15 years without Christine, until last fall, when she joined them on stage in London to sing Don't Stop.
Welcome, Christine Mac!
What was that like for you after 15 years to be back with this group on stage?
Wow, walking out in London was sensational.
What did it feel like for all you, John?
Just had to get the Kleenex out.
All of us were very moved, you know, very moved.
Emotions were already running high when, just a month later, the band announced John McVie had been diagnosed with cancer. How are you feeling?
Getting better.
You look great.
Thank you.
It does. You do, John.
Thank you, love.
The London reunion convinced Christine she was ready to make music again. So can we make it official? Are you rejoining Fleetwood Mac?
I think that can be said with a definite capital yes. Yeah.
It's the latest chapter in a rock and roll saga filled with passionate love, crushing heartache, and a bond that can't be broken. Did it take a moment to ramp up, or in the early sessions in '75 for Fleetwood Mac for that album when you were in the studio, did it immediately gel?
We went into a little studio, didn't we? And we started singing Say You Love Me as a 3-part harmony, and it was
You just
immediate.
felt it.
Yeah. Goosebumps.
At the beginning of 1975, the first week, I was a waitress and a cleaning lady. When we came home from the tour, Lindsay and I were almost a millionaire together.
Despite the newfound money and fame, the band's personal relationships were falling apart, adding more fuel to the fire of their emotionally charged music.
When it was very bad, when Chris and John were breaking up and when Lindsay and I were breaking up, what we did not do was we did not take the horribleness into the studio.
Was the success of the first 2 records a big part of that? Was the success of it what was tearing the relationships apart?
In a lot of ways, yeah.
People could buy into us and our stories, they could identify with us, they could care about us as people, and it also fueled the music in a really subjective, powerful way.
That second record, Rumors, churned out hit after hit and became one of the best-selling albums of all time.
You can go your own way. Go your own way. You can call it
Nearly 40 years later, the band is still performing their big hits like Go Your Own Way. Constant reminders of a time in their lives that was filled with both pleasure and pain.
Took this love and I took it down. Every night when Lindsay and I do Landslide by ourselves, I believe that he and I go back to the moment that Landslide was written.
It was one of the first things that kind of heralded the beginning of the end of our relationship. So that's the way I see that song.
You relive that when you sing it?
I try not to.
When Christine left the band, she told them they could get rid of her pianos.
The real story is...
Okay, go ahead, man.
I can tell you a real story.
You're not Mike.
Which is this story. I can tell you the real story. The real story is that we're having fun right... Oh, thank you, darling. We have an unbelievable Hammond organ that this lady is very happy to have seen.
I am very happy to have it back.
Turns out, Stevie has been stashing Christine's pianos in every nook and cranny of her house.
These are all her amps.
Next on Hoarders.
You know what? It looks like I'm having an estate sale.
At the end of the day, hugs and kisses.
Love ya.
And a sense that balance has been restored to the rock and roll universe.
It really goes back to that destiny. It's really been such a big theme for this collective group. It is a fairy tale story in a lot of ways. It really is.
It is a fairy tale.
With a happy ending.
Yeah.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Ooh, welcome back.
Welcome back, Chris.
Well, that was a lot of fun, boy. That was unbelievable. Yeah, all 5 members of Fleetwood Mac will be back on tour later this year. And guess what? One of those stops right here, Rockefeller Plaza.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mark it on your calendars, a special live concert, October 9th, right here on Today, and we're thrilled.
Are they taking requests?
I'm sure they are.
I have to practice landslide. Make sure